Hello and welcome to the maanknitwear YouTube channel. My name is Umbriel. On this channel we do a lot of different things, but today I want to talk about all of my abandoned whips and decide with you if I'm gonna frog or finish them. Let's get started. So there's a bunch of projects today I want to talk about, and a lot of them you haven't seen because I have never talked about them on this channel. And what I want to do is also share with you when I started them and decide if I'm going to frog them or finish them or repurpose the project. And I also wanted to show you my beautiful peonies. They weren't blossoming for a really long time, and now they are, so I wanted to make use of them in this video. So I want to start oldest to newest. So I'm going to start with one that you have definitely never seen, and it is actually one of my Ravelry projects that has the most likes, but it has been in hibernation for a long time, and it is in this bag, and it's really pretty. I'll get it out so you don't have to hear the wrinkling. All right, so here it is. It is the olive turtleneck, which is a design by Knitting for Olive. And I have started this on, and I have my Ravelry project page here. I've started this on February 13th, 2022. That's a really long time ago, but I have hibernated it, I think officially in April 22 is the last time I worked on it. And I think it just turned into summer, and then I thought, okay, I'll just leave it. And yeah, I do really like it. I am holding two strands together, the Drops Puna, which is 100% alpaca yarn, held together with the Rico Essentials Super Kit Mohair print, which has this gradient. And you can really see the gradient in the sweater, and it's really pretty. And I remember figuring out how to do the gradient in the sleeves, because they'll be a lot longer, the gradient, and I didn't know if I was gonna do anything to alter that. And also here, it's pretty sudden, the change, and I wanted to do the similar thing to the other sleeve, and I remember thinking about that. But the thing is, this sweater is like knit top down, and you start at the turtleneck and then you knit down, and then at some point you just start this olive motif. And I'm actually pretty impressed by myself that I was doing the olive motif so early on in my knitting career, because I mean I knew how to knit, but this is kind of intricate. It's a little difficult to like know when to do what. So I think this was really a sweater where I learned how to read my knitting, so I knew where I was, because otherwise it's really hard to do like by just counting stitches and like memorizing where you are. But the thing is that it is made with 100% alpaca, and at this point I realized that I was really sensitive to it. So yeah, there's kind of the thing is that I put it away because I knew that this was too sensitive on my neck. I did get a lot less sensitive over time. So over the last 2 years, I guess. So it might still be something I would wear. And otherwise I could make the turtleneck like a mock neck. So I would rip it out until here and then like make a little mock neck, instead of having the turtleneck like against your neck, which is like super sensitive. Yeah, but I still really like it, and it is such a beautiful, I think it's really beautiful with this fade, and yeah, it's just gorgeous. So I do want to finish it, but I don't know if I would wear it if I have it. So that's what's been holding me back, because of the alpaca. So it's really warm. One thing that I have noticed on my Eva cardigan that also has mohair in it, that after a while wearing it, it almost like creates like a really a sturdy fabric together with the wool that you hold it together with. So it really turns into a fabric because of the mohair, if that makes sense. So I'm thinking maybe this would do the same thing. So that would be a plus. Now there's mohair everywhere. So this is a leaf for winter. Knit on it. See how I feel wearing it. If I think it's too scratchy, then I'll frog it. So there we have it. So that's the first project on this list. Then the second one is actually something that I don't think I have shared on this channel, because I was working on it on my holidays in South Africa last year. So now we make a big skip into 2023. And I have two projects in here, two that I have been working on. And the first one, I was very ambitious because I wanted to make color work, intarsia color work combination type of sweater. It is called the Marguerite vintage sweater, and I'll put in a picture. And I was also thinking of, like, I was also using a bigger needle size because the pattern only comes in one size, I think, and I have a bigger size than that. And then I also wanted to knit it flat, only on the top part. Okay, so let's start here. The Marguerite vintage sweater is a sweater that is knit completely flat because it's a vintage sweater and that's how they used to do it. So you knit the front piece, the back piece, and the two sleeves, and you knit them together, or you sew them together. I wanted to knit this sweater in the round as much as I could, but then I needed to recalculate the whole sweater a lot. So what I did is I started right here underneath the armpit and wanted to knit up. And then from the armpits later, after finishing the back panel as well, knit down, and then also like pick up stitches for the sleeve, or I didn't know, I hadn't figured out that part yet. But then I was working on it, and then this was all knitted flat. It's this beautiful motif, and I'm sure I'll put in a picture already, of Marguerite, which is like a flower. But there's like 3 repeats of it or something, and then it's intarsia but also color work, and also worked on the purl side. So on the purl side you also have to work the color work and intarsia kind of stuff. So it was a lot. So I have all these different things of yarn hanging from here, and I have this big cake, and then I have all of these tiny little things of yarn that I was gonna use. And this is all yarn by Cowgirl Blues, and it is their merino twist, which is sock weight, superwash 100% wool. 50 grams is 150 meters, and I bought this from the Cowgirl Blues store, like where they make the yarn. So yeah, I had these colors and I was really excited about it, but I also think if you make color work, it is very nice to use a more toothy yarn and not a superwash yarn, because I think the toothy yarn, then it like folds into each other a little better. So I'm gonna frog this one. I might make the Marguerite vintage sweater sometime still, maybe with like 100% wool or something like natural, not superwash. But yeah, I need to frog this one, unfortunately. So that is that one. And then I have another yarn from South Africa, another project that I started there and that I worked on. Here I have even more of that yarn. And that is a self-drafted polo neck t-shirt. And I was so proud of like all my calculations and how it was looking. And I had this idea of doing like this little bit of pink detail on the collar. And I do think the collar looks beautiful. I think I did a really good job. Yeah, I think it's really cute. And then I did some calculations and I thought, oh, this is gonna work. I'm gonna do a saddle shoulder, and then I'm gonna like make sleeves. And then I worked on this on my plane ride back from South Africa back to the Netherlands. And then I realized I was doing like really sharp increases for the sleeve. But then I mean, this was my first time really trying to design a garment. Then look at how tiny my armhole depth is, because I thought I don't know. The idea is still really good, but I would have to make the shoulder a lot shorter and start the arm a lot sooner, because this does have enough stitches, but it doesn't have enough depth. So then I was really angry at this project, so I threw it away. I threw it in a closet, and now it has been hanging out there for at least a year. Let's see when I started this. December 16th, 2022. So yeah, I have been hibernating it since somewhere in 2023. Yeah, so that's I thought of calling it the Kirstenbosch Polo, because I had made the Kirstenbosch socks when I was in South Africa. Yeah, and I have been using this yarn, which is Spinnit's sock or something. It's a DK weight yarn, and then this is also their yarn. And my idea was to do stripes on the body and stripes on the finishings. So it's just going to be a t-shirt in 2x2 rib, or maybe was it 2x2 or 2x1? No, 2x2, and then do like a little 1x1 at the end, just like I did for the collar, and then do at the end also do this detail that I did on the polo, and do thinner stripes on the body. And I still have one other hank in here. I do think I'm gonna wear this, finish this one, or try to at least. But I would have to frog back a lot. I think I'll do like right where I have joined in around for the polo, and then start the increases for the sleeves there, if that is enough. I'll have to figure that out. So this is a finish for sure, and maybe this is a nice time to like start on this again. Then the next one is actually a cotton whip, a crocheted cotton whip, and it's in my cotton box. So I have made all of these flowers, and my idea with these was to make the Floweralls by Savannah Stitches. And I am using like a DK weight, kind of like Drops Paris kind of weight yarn. I think all of these are from Hobby, and the white one is held double or something. I don't know exactly what I did, but I had made all of these before, thinking I would make something from them at some point. And then I thought of the Floweralls, and then I added the blue. And if I would make it into a square, it would be the exact measurements that is necessary to make the Floweralls. And I do think the Floweralls are really cute. I'm not 100% convinced by the Drops Paris that I bought. I thought this was going to be a cuter lilac color. So I'm not 100% sold on this color, although it's still pretty cute. And I was thinking of the functionality of the Floweralls, however cute they are, maybe just turning them into shorts. So just leaving the top part. So the Floweralls is like it's a crochet pattern, a crochet granny square pattern where you just use granny squares to make like pants, and then you attach like a little bib to make it into an overall. So maybe I should make just the pants. I'm definitely not gonna frog these because I do think I could always make something with granny squares. I'm not 100% sure though if I'm gonna make the floweralls. So that's the verdict on that. Then next up is actually a pattern that's not even on my Ravelry, so I forgot about it now. But I'm popping it in right now. It is this 80s, oof, all the dust coming off. This 80s sweater, and I was making it for my boyfriend. It is really beautiful. The only problem is that it is also knit flat in color work. And I have started this one in 2020 when I first got back into knitting. Like, what a project to start when you first get back into knitting. I think it was 2021 when we first moved here. I think that's what it is. And the pattern is from 1987. It's from the Sandra, which is a discontinued yarn magazine from the Netherlands from the 80s and the 90s, and probably it's not even been discontinued for a very long time. But I was thinking of making the back part too, and I have showed this one in my acrylic stash down videos because I am using all acrylic for this. So I have showed you this, and I was gonna like knit it in the round and then just cut these to make it a little easier for myself. But the problem was that this red yarn is disintegrating. So there's a hole here, and in all of the red parts of this one, there's also holes. So I had to think of a way to solve that, and I hadn't thought about anything yet. But right now I'm thinking maybe I should just like get some red yarn and like crochet it together, because like knitting it together would be such a hassle, but crochet you can just like make a little, I don't know, a little slip stitch or make a little single crochet crossed. Maybe I should do that, or like try to figure out something with that to make it a little easier. But also I'm not super excited to knit this whole thing of color work still, and then the sleeves. So yeah, I'm just gonna like leave this one into hibernation because I don't want to think about it right now. And that's okay too sometimes, you know? And here's all the colors that I have been using. All of the pretty colors that go into the sweater. It is an awesome sweater, and that's why I don't want to frog it. What I had been thinking about doing with it was to use the big panel that I made to turn it into a pillow, and then maybe just like cut it into a just cut it. So just sew it down for around the edges, and then like cut it to a measurement that I want, and then just tack it onto or sew it onto backing, and then insert a pillow, because that would be really cute. Because also, what if other yarns will also disintegrate? Then what am I doing? You know what I mean? And then your sweater will be a lot more worn than any pillow. I'm leaving that one into hibernation, and that is okay for this one, I think. Then next up, I have a few things of actually last year, and there is one of these that I really want to frog. Okay, so I also have my camisole number 6, and I'll put in a picture what it was looking like, and it's almost finished, but I don't know where that project is because it's not in this bag. So I was making the camisole number 6. This is my second take on the camisole number 6, and I was making it on a smaller needle size with a little bit thinner yarn to make it a little more tight fitting, and I thought it looked really cute. The only thing was that I used a hand-dyed bamboo yarn, which I should have alternated skeins throughout the project, and I didn't, and now there's like a big stripe in there somewhere, and I don't really like the way that looks. But I do think I'm gonna finish it, and I think I'll finish it in the short, like pretty soon, so I can wear it in the summer because it's really hot right now, as you can maybe tell. So I'm gonna finish up that one, and then I also have my camisole number 5 here. And this one I started in April 22nd, 2023. And I was struggling with this one for a while because of the little like neck edge. Because what the pattern says made it very, very big. So that didn't really look that good. So I was struggling with that. And then it was turning winter. And then I thought, okay, I'm just gonna leave it. So it actually hasn't been in hibernation for that long because I started it like a year ago. So it's not that bad. But I should just work on this. It's mostly just 2x2 forever, and then the edges of the arms. And I already know that I have to make these a lot smaller than what the pattern states as well to make them not too big. And it's a double knit edge. And the yarn that I am using is Color Mart yarn. Color Mart is a discounted yarn web shop, and they have all these leftovers from big yarn brands. And this is a cashmere merino blend, and I do think it will get really soft with washing. So that it would be a beautiful top. It's nice little burned brick orange kind of thing, and yeah, I think it would look really cute. It's almost already too warm for this again, for 100% wool top, but I do think I should finish this one like soonish. So, and it's 2x2, so it will be nice and mindless now. I don't have to think about anything. And then if I get sick of it, I can just start working on the arm edges. Oh, there's like dust everywhere. So if you think I have a red nose, it's true. I have a red nose. Then there is a project that I want to frog. I have been thinking about this for a long time, and I do really like this pattern, but I just don't think it's for me. I don't think I'll wear it. So yeah, that's like so painful, right? When you have something that you think is really beautiful. And now I hold it up and I'm like, oh, it's so beautiful, but I just don't think I'll wear it. It is the Sassycableshirt by Kirstenbosch, and I have test knitted this for her, and I have never fully finished it. I have a almost finished sleeve here, and they're all on the same barber cord, so this is really hard to show. So this sleeve is almost finished. This sleeve is like this far, and then the body is like this far. So really, I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, I can just finish it and then have something. Oh, they're not all on the same barber cord. Okay. Oh, it's so hard. The thing is that I was doing all these decreases underneath the boob area, and I know it was too many. And then I tried it on, and it didn't really look very good because it was so tight. Yeah. And I still have a bunch of yarn left actually. So I'm using Knitting for Olive Merino, held single. And this was on 3.25 millimeter needles. So you can imagine how much work making this was. And then I was watching Rebecca from Hip Knit Hooray, and she was talking about the thin sweater by Wool and Beyond, and I do think that is a very, very beautiful pattern. And that also uses one strand of Knitting for Olive Merino, and I think that would just be a lot more wearable, because this is like a top, so you would wear this like on your skin, like skin tight. but then when do I wear a 100% wool tight top? I would it would be a lot more thinkable that I would wear a 100% wool thin sweater that I can put over the top of things. So like put over this in the evening in the summertime when it's getting cold or something. I do think the color is so beautiful. It's I think it's navy blue. Yeah, knitting for olive merino in navy blue. Okay, I was like ready to say, okay, I'm gonna frog this. I also totally forgot how far I already was. And now I'm debating it again. So, okay, help me out. Do you think I should finish it? And what kind of like occasion should I wear this to? Because I think 100% wool shirt with long sleeves. This classy looking, like I was also thinking, oh, maybe for hiking when I get cold underneath stuff. But when do I do that? And then I always get way too hot. Anyway, without the wool, like this maybe in the middle of the winter. Okay, so let me know if you have other thoughts, what I should do with this, if I should keep it, if I should just finish it and wear it, or I should frog it and turn it into something that I think I would actually wear. Let me know, please. It would also help me to just like know that people are like, it's okay, you can frog it. You are allowed to frog it, even though there's so much work into this. I just want to wear something, you know what I mean? Okay, so that is the Sassycableshirt. Then I see on my Ravelry project page that I also have a WIP that is the Geogradient Knits MKAL. So the mystery knit along of 2023 that I haven't finished. I made clue 1, 2, 3, and then the final clue was released, or maybe I did half of clue 3, and then the final clue was released, and I really didn't like the way that everything looked, so then I just shoved it in the corner and totally forgot about it. I do think I'm gonna frog that one, also because because last year we had the whole thing with the mystery knit along at clue 1 that was like, so I made clue 1 into a crocheted triangle or square, and it also doesn't really work together with the knitted parts that well. It's a little more loose, so I don't know. I think I'll frog all of that yarn and use it for something else at some point. Now I'm just gonna freestyle because I only have one more Ravelry project and I have a few more things here to show you. So there's a few things that aren't in Ravelry. This one is, but I recently took it out of hibernation. This is the Aurelia Pullover by Sorry Nordland. And I took it out of hibernation and then I finished both sleeves. So the sleeves are completely finished. So I was like here on the one and then here on the other one. So I finished them completely. And now it's time to knit on the body. But I think I'll put this one back into hibernation until fall. Which is, yeah, it's just a choice so I can work on those summer projects that I put into hibernation before. And there's one more sweater that I do want to work on, and that is the Dartmoor sweater. I want to finish that one and not put it into hibernation. So that one has been hanging out on my couch. And right now it's not, because I didn't want to have all my junk right behind me. A little bit of honesty. So I'm going to put this one back into hibernation, but I will pick it back up in the fall. So that clears up my mind a little bit too. And then I have this hat, and I started this hat when I was in Minnesota for Christmas, visiting my boyfriend's family. And this is a free-handed top-down hat with a 1x1 rib, where I used lifted increases to make this top part. and I do think it looks pretty cute and I did pretty well. So yeah, I was just working on this over there, and I am using these two yellow yarns held together, and it has a little bit of a marled effect. I think it looks pretty cute. And this is Lana Grossa. I don't remember the exact name of it, but it was one with camel in it, like a mohair with camel in it. And then this is a Langya wool. Oh, this is also Lang. It's both Lang. This one is a Langya wool in the like neon yellow colorway, which is very neon. So that is something I will put into hibernation as well. I had 3 hats that I was working on recently, and 2 of them I finished, and this one I decided, okay, I'll pass that one on for later. So I'll do that one in my hibernation pile. And then I have a crochet project that was almost finished, and I had been making wow, it looks so cool. I have been making a video about this because I wanted to show how I was doing it. I don't think that the video that I will still work on that video, but I did write up a pattern for everything that I did. So my idea was to combine knitting and crochet. So I made these panels. I made a front panel and then another front panel. And then the idea was to close it on the front with buttons. And then the back was also one big panel. And then all the edges I wanted to knit because I do really like the way that it looks. And my idea was that if you're a beginner knitter or crocheter, you can knit this. So I was debating so long what to do with the button band that I didn't know what to do, and then I just left it. But really it just needs a button band and then it's finished. So I think I'll just do it 1x1 rib to make all the edges similar. So this is also a 1x1 rib. This is a 1x1 rib, and then around the neck it will be another 1x1 rib, the button band. And this has been very popular, these kinds of designs, and I have been making this last summer, so maybe if I finish this quickly I can make a little pattern. What do you think? The idea was to have scrappy, so use all your cotton scraps that you have lying around. Yeah, and the pattern is already basically written up, like all the steps. I would just have to like grade it. So let me know what you think. I'm definitely going to finish this one and like put it closer to my other stuff. I just found more things. Okay. Oh, here, welcome to my mess. Yeah, here, this makes sense because this is everything that I was working on last summer. That makes a lot of sense. So here is my camisole number 6 that I was talking about. So here is the camisole number 6. And like I said, there's a line somewhere. Although I'm trying to hold it up so I can see where it was. I think there's a pretty big line. That's not that bad. Now it is lighter over here than down there. So yeah. And this is the yarn that I have been using, which was the Eco Bamboo by Nurturing Fibers, which I got in the store in South Africa where they sell this. And it's a really beautiful, beautiful bamboo yarn. It's so soft. It's really nice and drapey. And yeah, I should just finish this up. It's, I think, 6x6 rib. And it looks really classy in this shiny fabric. So yeah, I should definitely finish that one up. So this is my definitely finish up bag. So I'll shove that back in, and then the yarn for the Croknit Vest. And then I have a sock that I was working on last year and that I was like ready to frog because I thought I didn't do the color work very well. But now that I'm looking at it, I think it looks pretty good. So I had like just ripped the needle out, but maybe I can just still pick it up. And as you can see, there's like little shrimp. So this is a pattern by Stone Knits, and I have it's Why Are Flamingos Pink sock set, and I have combined the two patterns that are in there. There's a flamingo one and there's a shrimp one, and I have like mishmashed them. So basically I'm making the flamingo one but with the color work of the shrimp one. So yeah, that's looking pretty cute. I could finish them. I should just do that. So, but there's only one. Maybe this would be a nice project to bring with on my upcoming trip to the US. That's where I started this project. So that's a sock that is also a work in progress. So I'm gonna finish these up. Not that much frogging actually. And then there's my final whip, and that is the two sleeves that I started for my Maja Cardigan by Helene Magnusson that I was knitting in the Istex Let Lopi in this beautiful Milky Way colorway. And I said on this channel before that I was gonna finish these in November 2023, and this is how far I got. So I didn't really do a good job. Yeah, this is my whole box full of Let Lopi. I am gonna reconsider. So in the fall, I'll reconsider if I still want to make the Maja cardigan or if I want to make something else with my Let Lopi yarn, because there's so many different patterns you can make with the Let Lopi yarn. So maybe I'll do something else and I'll rip out these little cuffs that I made. Or I'm just going to make the Maja cardigan finally, because I do, like, my Maja cardigan does deserve to exist. So there were all my whips. I hope this was informative. Please let me know if you think I should frog something or I should finish something that I am debating on frogging. I do have one project for sure, the Marguerite sweater, that I'm gonna frog, and then I'm gonna use the yarn for something else. And then I have a few things I'm gonna like finish. So yeah, the camisole number 5 and 6, and those that Croknit Vest that I showed you. And yeah, there's also a few things that I'm gonna put into hibernation until fall, until it gets cold again, and a few things that I'll reconsider in the fall. So this does give me a little more clarity, and I can put the different things in different spots in my house. So I'll just put the things that I want to put in hibernation in the spot that is in hibernation, and then the things that I want to finish soon, I'll just put them closer to my actual whip pile. So yeah, this felt good. This felt very good. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this kind of content, then please consider subscribing. And if you want to watch another video, then here's a video that the YouTube algorithm thinks that you would love. So you can click on that one if you want to watch more of me. Okay, looking forward to see you next time. Bye!